Joining us now, Senator Lindsey Graham from the great state of South Carolina. Senator, let's start. I want to start with a clip from Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg on Hunter Biden and then talk to you on the other side.
The FBI, I think, basically came to us, some folks on our team, and was like, hey, just so you know, like, you should be on high alert. There was we thought that there was a lot of Russian propaganda in the 2016 election. We have it on notice that basically there's about to be some kind of dump of that's similar to that. So just be vigilant. I mean, it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because it turned out after the fact. The fact checkers looked into it. No one was able to say it was false.
All right. So the FBI says it routinely warns people about potential misinformation. I wonder why they didn't warn themselves or the FISA court in 2016.
Well, you had a really good high-minded discussion with your last guest. I'm just going to get really to the bottom of all of this. Most Republicans, including me, believes when it comes to Trump, there is no law. It's all about getting him. There's a double standard when it comes to Trump. What happened with Hunter Biden is that the FBI weighed in to make sure a story didn't break for the 2020 election. We now have whistleblowers at the FBI telling Senator Grassley that they were told to slow down and back off Hunter Biden. And I'll say this, if there's a prosecution of Donald Trump for mishandling classified information after the Clinton debacle, which you presided over and did a hell of a good job, there'll be riots in the streets.
Yeah, I'm a simple-minded guy, Senator. I think people ought to be treated the same without regard to political ideology. Yeah. And I remember that Jim Comey press conference really, really, really well. All right, I want to ask you about something you care about and have from the entire time I've known you, which is our foreign policy. We are at the one-year mark in Afghanistan after the withdrawal. I want to play a clip from you from General McKenzie and then get you to react to what he said.
So in your opinion, was the withdrawal a mistake?
I advised against withdrawing. My recommendation and my opinion, and it remains so today, was we had the opportunity to remain in the country with a small force. I realize the Taliban could very well have chosen to attack us, but I do not believe, based on the intelligence I was reading at the time, that we would have been forced to add more forces in order to maintain a 2,500 force level in Afghanistan.
Where are we 1 year later after the withdrawal, Senator?
Well, we're more exposed to another attack than we've ever been. The Taliban are back in charge of Afghanistan. Al-Qaeda and ISIS are thriving in Afghanistan. They desire to hit our homeland. Joe Biden canceled the residual force insurance policy to make sure they couldn't gather up over there to hit us here. President Biden says he has no regrets about what he did in Afghanistan. He's a fool if he really believes that. I have a lot of regrets about what he did. I regret the fact that we left thousands of our allies behind who bravely fought along our side. I regret the fact that all the women that kind of believed in us have been turned back over to the Taliban. I regret the fact that the Afghanistan is going to become another breeding ground for terrorism, and most likely another 9/11 will emanate there, going through a broken southern border. So the general is right. He gave the president sound military advice, and if Joe Biden doesn't regret what he did in Afghanistan, he really is deaf, dumb, and blind.
All right, before I let you go, the district attorney in Georgia is apparently a huge fan of yours, and she's even willing to go to court for a chance to meet you in person. That's how much she wants to meet you in person. Look, you and I are laughing. It's actually really serious. I mean, should all members of the House and Senate begin to block off time for state prosecutors going forward? Is that where we are?
Well, if we let county prosecutors start calling senators and members of Congress as witnesses when they're doing their job, then you're going to throw out of kilter our constitutional balance here. I've got a good legal case. I'm going to pursue it. But I just want to sort of end in this note. You love the law. I love the law. I've never been more worried about the law and politics as I am right now. How can you tell a conservative Republican that the system works when it comes to Trump? Look at what happened with Crossfire Hurricane. It was a joke of an investigation. People lied and manipulated the evidence. Look what happened to Hunter Biden. They gave him a complete pass, apparently, and the social media outlets in this country suppressed information that could have mattered. And if they try to prosecute President Trump for mishandling classified information after Hillary Clinton set up a server in her basement, they literally will be riots in the street. I worry about our country.
I do too. The lady's blindfolded for a reason, and when you begin to start peeking out from behind that blindfold, you're finished as a republic. Thank you, Senator Lindsey Graham from the great state of South Carolina.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.